Hello, Odd Job Doer here, and I'm hungry. And so it's breakfast time, and I'm going to make something that I've been kind of making for a while now, and that's what I call a pancake bake. And it's not really from scratch, because I got some of this right here. Some of that there, Krusty's brand buttermilk pancake batter mix. But in the old days, I would always, mix up some of that, stir some toppings in, or mixtures in, like chocolate chips or nuts, something like that. And now I just do this. This seems to come off so much easier, and the pancakes didn't always come up fluffy, I think, because I had stuff mixed in ahead of time. Whereas this comes up nice and fluffy. So, what I got here is a 13 by 9 baking vessel dish. I got a cast iron. No, I got a stainless steel bowl here. I think a 1 cup measuring cup, a whisk, and a scraper here. That's for the hardware part. And this particular flavor is going to have a banana in it today. And it's going to be a banana, peanut butter, and butterscotch, because I have so few butterscotch. And also some pecans. Right? This right here is from a Trader Joe's, right? Trader Joe's has some good nuts. So not only do I have one, but I got 2 sacks of nuts here. One's a pecan halves, the other one's Brazil, and these nuts are hand selected, I think, or almost. They seem like they are, but I'm sure it's machines that process it all. Brazil nuts, though, I would not use for a recipe like this because you should only like 1 or 2 a day, they say, because of the high selenium inside. If you eat too much, you might get selenium poison, supposedly. So, pecan halves, right? And these nuts are unroasted and unsalted. I usually don't do salty nuts anymore. That's I'm trying to cut back on the sodiums. So no salty nuts. And unroasted, that's okay because it's going to roast a little bit in this recipe. This comes later. Right now, we'll have now we'll do this first. So prepare this here. There's one more ingredient here. Some good old fat in a can, folks. Crisco, right? Maybe use butter. Butter I don't think holds up as good. But this Crisco here, all I do is I take a clean paper towel and just put this here. And so I'll fold it in half this way, fold it in half this way, something like that. Just take my Crisco here, give it a little wipey. Yeah, not too much here. Don't need to overkill it, but like this. Now this is the fun part because you're doing a white object, the Crisco, on a white vessel. So you just really got to make sure you spread around good. And you'll know if you didn't get enough down when you go take it out. Trust me. The sides too. I'm not going to do all the way on the top here, but the sides are helpful. Maybe a little bit more. Alright, this is looking fairly good. Yeah. On the sides again, the corners. Alright. Nice and smooth. Alright, this here in the trash. Yeah. So, for this recipe now, I basically follow, for this size of the vessel, I basically follow the recipe on the, well, I guess on the back here they say for 12 to 14 pancakes, use 2 cups. I usually do, for this size, I'll do 2.5, maybe. Fat in a can. Alright. In there, kind of give it a shaky. You should use a knife to get the top off in there, but that's fine. 1, 2. This one's a little bit not quite as full, and a halfer. And if you're not good at eyeballing stuff, you might use a separate cup, but I got about a half cup there. In you go. Now then, when you do 2 cups of this, it wants 1 1/3 cups of water. So once again, because I did a little bit more, I'll be using a little bit more water in that. One. And this is about a little more than a half. I don't know if it's 2/3, but I'll start with that. Seal up my bag of trustees here. Whisk time. I'm going to give it just a little bit of a mix. Alright, well, stirring around here and scraping the sides with it. And so to me it feels a little thick still. So I'm going to add a 1/4 cup. There we go. And you try to break down, definitely the bigger chunks here, but they say don't over mix it. If you need to use a hand mixer, go ahead, but this here's called Earn the Breakfast. Make sure you scrape the bottom so nothing's sticking down there. Okay, that's good for now. Now then, this guy, banana. Banana, we're going to get something else here. Where's my plate at? Okay, about there. Go ahead and peel the banana, which the older the banana you have, like the brownish whatever, the kind you want to use for baking bread, probably the better for this recipe. Alright. So I get said banana, and I like to, maybe it's the neurotic in me, but I like to get these little strings here that they have. Little banana strings. I like to get them out of there. I don't know if it really, causes a problem with the finished results, but like I said, neurotic-y. There's one there, maybe right here. Yep, another string. Sometimes when you take the peel off, these strings go away, but yeah. Okay, so then got that done. Chop up this banana like so. And this also helps with the older, the riper. Yeah, maybe I should say riper. The banana. The better it is for smashing. Right. You got a nice ripe banana. Easier to smash them. So, my choice of smashing objects is usually just a fork, right? And you got to cut down like this. So, oh, that tip was pretty ripe with the banana. Okay, smash, smash, smash. Now, when you do add something like this, the banana, I noticed that the baking time when you cook this thing you're going to add a few more minutes. I think I added like 5 or 6 at least the last time I did this, so I'll make sure to do it accordingly. Okay, smashed nanner. Now, sometimes if you want to try to save time, or dirtying up a plate or whatever, you do this inside the bowl, right? So, cross this back here, get that out of the way, banana, in you go. Get in there. Alright. Scrape that off and mix it up again. This here you can actually use the scraper, just kind of stir it in. So that's pretty good there. Done with the whisk. Bring back the bacon vessel. Pour it in there. I think this is a good consistency. Scrape all this other goodness out of here. Try to make it a little more even. Scrape, scrape, scrape. Battery goodness. Now let's see if I can not drop the bowl in it this time. You know, the more batter you get out of this bowl into the bacon dish, the better the serving sizes you got. Alright, that's good enough. Okay, so of course I usually try to run it up to the sides. And it'll settle where it wants to settle, but... Okay, so we got that there. Now then... I'll let this be and let it rest for like 10 minutes or so. I'll turn on the oven to, this is where it says preheat the grill. Over here on the back it says to 375. I'll put the oven on to 375 and let this just set for about 10 minutes. Alright, so the oven temperature is at 375. Took a little bit longer than 10 minutes to, I think, warm up. But it did beep, the timer's beep, so now it's time to handle some nuts here. Oh, there's one on the floor. So something like this right here, yeah, just a little one, that's fine. Just toss in there somewhere. What I like to do is actually get the whole halves of them if I can. So I use my little plate again that I cleaned off from earlier. Alright, that should be a good part. So you got these halves, right? Alright, so I just want to place them kind of like this here. Do a little presentation, right? Now, I have seen bigger nuts before, but these here will do. And I'm just going to kind of uniformly stick them on here. Yeah, put that thing there. Okay, now that's the basic now. But since I put so many extra ones here, I'm going to kind of just add to them a little bit. I'm already trying to think about cut lines here and where these things can be divided up. Okay. Alright, this is looking pretty nutty. So I'm going to stop right there. Maybe I'll put some little ones over here on the edges. There's little half pieces. Alright, done with that. Now then, the second topping here, we've got the, some butterscotchy chips, right? And not a whole lot left in this bag. Alright, so I got about get out of there, a little handful or so. Little quality check there. And just try to, plop these down in some kind of a manner where people aren't going to be like, hey, I want that side, because there's more on there than the other side. Now then, it doesn't look too bad right now, but you know what would make it better? Some peanut butter chips, right? Same thing though. Kind of got too much of this left, but plop them around any place that looks like it's empty. And this right here, little quality control. Alright, there's more in this bag than I kind of thought there was, but that's okay. There. Ta-da. Now, this one here will go in the middle of the oven, and I won't even check on it for about 10 minutes. Alright, so to round out this little breakfast meal here, we got this linguiça, Portuguese sausage. This stuff here I got onto by someone that says that this is some good quality stuff, and it seems to be. I think it's made with like, there's the ingredients there. If it's blurry, but no, I don't think it's not like a filler. It's not a gross sausage, I don't think, but it's definitely a big one, right? And so usually what I want to do with this here is start by take the protection off from the casing. And some people like to have the cover, the casing here on their sausages. Other people don't like it. It's, in my mind, it's basically there just to make the sausage and keep the filling inside of it. See, it's a little cellulose. I don't know if it's a natural, maybe a natural intestine of something. But wherever it is, just take your little knife and get it kind of going here, and then it should be easy to roll it on, especially if you do like a slit down the side. Roll it on down. So let's see here. Once you get started, it's the best part. Well, here we go. You see, it just rolls on down. Fairly easy. Sometimes it sticks. It's hard to get off. Sometimes there's some gooey stuff in here. But you get to the tip there, and that's where it's actually twisted into a knot, so it might be a little hard to get out of there, but there we go, get that thing off. Kind of give it a little rubbing to maybe get this other part off, or when in doubt, knife it out. And so this here I usually prepare by cutting it in half like I just did. And then I slit these halves down the middle. Get off there. Boy, this casing's really cased on. But alright, I think I got there. So then I fall like this. I'll do a slit. Careful, it's a slippery one. You don't want it to get out of hand. Okay. I'm almost going to cut all the way through. Maybe I'm going to cut all the way through in some spots, but wham. Open up like this. Take this extra piece of casing fat off here at the tip. I'm going to lay it face down in my pan. My pan that's not hot yet, but I'll get it hot later. Okay, got another one here. And I don't know, does anybody else out there, when they take their sausages out, did anyone else out there wash them? Yeah? Maybe, try to get off, the extra sodium and salt from your sausage. Yeah, there we go, get that wrapper off there. I mean, it's done its job already. I have a good grip on it too, because it's slippery. Get it all up here, and then we can go down to the tip there. Yeah. There. Nice. Okay, then take this here, lay it flat, and once again, don't cut your fingers off. And get this part off there, and like that, and face down. Okay, so that little beeping noise you just heard was 2 minutes. So it's time to check on the Pancake Bake. Check on the Pancake Bake using the simple toothpick here, and open this up. You got the oven there. You just kind of pull this out a little bit like so, and I can see it's still a little blubby. So right in the middle, yeah, there's some dough on that. So back in it goes, and I'll do another 5 minutes or so. Okay, we're back over here at the sausage station. You got some sizzling going on there. I like to use tongs to handle this stuff. Give it a flip. It's not done. I mean, technically I guess you could eat it this way, but yeah, put like that. Got a little more heat. Going for a medium heat here. And let's let it brown on that side somewhat, and brown the other side, and bam, we're done at 5 minutes already. So, back to checking the bake. Same thing, I'll stick a toothpick in, see if it's clean. Okay, so in some of the thicker parts of the Pancake Bake, it was still a little too doughy, so. Fighting with the sausage here. Let me get a little rotation in this pan. Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna put another maybe 3 minutes, 3-minute timer on the Pancake Bake. Just sizzle away. Okay, so the sausages are done. I'll turn the heat off to them. I repoked the pancakes probably for another 3 minutes or so. This right here, I just want to take it out, let the juices go off of it there, and then put it down like so on a paper towel. Actually, it's not a paper towel. It's at least 2 paper towels or so folded to make a nice little resting place here. Like that. Now you should have this here. A lot of grease in there. Do not wash that and put it down the sink. That just makes everybody angry and probably gets your house clogged up eventually. So what I like to do is get something like paper towels just hanging around. All those I use to wipe my hands over, dry. Boop. Stick it right in there. Absorb some of that goodness. Right. And just have a nice greasy paper towel. And after this Chernobyl experiment cools down some, I'll just toss that in the trash. And then I'll wash the pan, of course. And then also around here, unless you have a splatter screen, you probably have a bunch of grease here too. So if you don't want to make the other people in the household mad, give it a wipe up. Don't touch this. This is still hot as crazy, man. But, alright, I think I got that grease off of there. Besides these knobs over here. Yeah. Back to the pancake bake. Would you look at that? Dun dun dun. Still blurry? Probably. Okay, so we got that masterpiece out. Little stick again. And then I'll stab back here. Over here. Right in the middle usually is the best place to go, but I know some sides are a little bit thicker than others, but it's coming out fairly clean. Okay, the cleaner it is, the better it's done. So that is that part. And now we'll usually serve this up. I like to go with one of those small little spatulas. They call it brownie spatulas, I think. But let's see. I'll just kind of start here, kind of around the nuts. Stab and get a little jiggle. And then maybe I'll go for this corner piece. And so far this has turned out a lot better than the last time I put banana in this thing. Nope. I'm bending the corner piece for the side piece here. Nah. Alright. Yeah. Pretty nice, huh? A little fluff there. Now it's upside down pancake bake. Alright, so at this point here, there. Got a little portion of it there. You can slap on some butter. You can wipe off your peanut butter chips, whatever you got there. So butter, toppings, whatever. And go to town with it. I'm going to put some probably honey on this. Maybe a guava. Syrup. Yeah, there's syrup too. And I also got this thing called, yeah, this is weird. Well, that's not weird. It's, Calete? Kind of a caramely sauce, right? That makes it pretty good. So, I'll plate this and be ready to eat soon. Okay, so while it's still warm, of course, you might want to heat it with some butter. But I'm not going to use any butter today because I'm on a little bit of a diet. And so instead, I'm going to do a little mixture of stuff. I got some maple syrup. I'm going to drizzle right over here a little bit. Not too much, just a little bit to, you know, wet all the pieces. Then I got some organic blue agave, right? I'll put some of this right next to the maple syrup area, right here, so a little bit on this top part. I mean, it's both sugar and sugar so far. Then some natural honey here in the bear container. Crack this travesty open here, and oh, there we go. I've been working with that all morning. Getting that honey to flow, right? Okay, enough of that. Put that away. And then I got this here, the right? This stuff here, good, it was totally solid. Same thing. I got it here, getting ready to give a little pour out. Several hours later. Whoa, got quite the blooper there. Alright, so that right there, I just have to spread around. Alright, this is made with goat milk, I believe. That kind of goat milk. And then a little bit here, I'm going to just put on some a dollop of peanut butter, so save this spot for there. Peanut butter, whoa, stay on the plate. Yeah, this right here I need to keep with me there. Alright, and knock that all off there. And then we got another thing I like to sometimes put on here, or put in the batter even. I didn't put in the batter this time, but some cinnamon, right? It's ground cinnamon. Like you get like a little dusting. Right, got the cinnamon there, and I think that's about it almost. There's no, I think there's something missing. What could be missing? We got the sausage down the side. Right, sausages. We got the pancake bake. One last thing here. Alrighty. Did I mention today's cheat day? Alright, so, if you want to enjoy this, any questions, comments, leave them below, and thanks for watching. Alright, so one more little public service announcement. This right here, this is a ceramic type of deal, and you know, it's made for use in the ovens, up to a certain temperature, of course, which light is fine. But make sure if you have any glass or ceramic, and even metal, make sure it's cooled down all the way before you set it into a sink to soak, right? Otherwise you'll experience something called thermal shock. And that's a powerful force that just destroys things. Alright, so I'll let this soak. I'll put this video together and stick it on the interwebs. And once again, thanks for watching.